My name is Luis Buenaventura. I am the commercial lead of GCrypto, which is the crypto retail trading platform inside GCash, which is the Philippines' largest mobile wallet. That's a pretty easy question. So GCash has 94 million users here in the Philippines, which is basically 100% of the country. My dream has always been to figure out a way to make crypto as accessible to Filipinos as possible in the safest and most secure way. And I guess joining Gcash to lead GCrypto just made a lot of sense. Like they've already got every single Filipino as a user of Gcash. So now the job becomes how do we educate them? How do we make them more familiar or more comfortable with crypto such that they can take advantage of the fact that GCrypto exists right inside their Gcash wallet. They don't even have to download anything anymore. They don't have to install anything anymore. Their ID, their credentials are already all there. So all they need to do is literally look for the GCrypto icon inside Gcash and they could get started with crypto immediately. It's so easy for us to just keep promoting crypto, no? Because again, of those 94 million users, tens of millions of them log into Gcash every single day, multiple times a day, because that's where they pay their bills, they send money to folks, they have insurance there, they borrow money through it. All we need to do really is send them a couple of push notifications to try out crypto. But I don't think that's enough. I think that, you can't just promote this stuff. You can't just market it. You actually have to teach them how to use it. So, this year in 2025, one of the projects that you'll see from GCrypto is we're going to be releasing a comic book that explains how crypto works for the average Filipino. It's going to be in Taglish. I wrote it and I illustrated it. You will be able to get a free copy if you sign up to GCrypto. And if you go to one of our events in person, in our office or in our headquarters, you actually get the physical copy. I wish I brought one for this interview. I forgot to bring one, but you'll get both a digital copy of the comic book in your app, and then you'll also get the physical copy if you visit us at one of our meetups or events. And I guess that's kind of our way of really making this stuff a little bit more. It's not enough to just give crypto to people. They actually have to understand what it's for, how to use it safely. So that's what we're trying to go for this year. Yeah, so I guess to a certain extent, the comic books are kind of one of the key pieces in our strategy. That's, I guess I'm kind of old school with the way I approach education. Like, I like books. I like teaching that way by making people read. In this case, it's a comic book, so you don't have to read the whole thing. There are many, many illustrations. But more than that, we're also doing a lot of meetups. Now, every month, there's at least one GCrypto meetup in the Gcash office. That's always for free. Customers don't have to pay anything. They just wait for the invitation. They can go and they can ask questions to me directly or some of our guests. We'll usually have experts also kind of available there to answer all of your questions about crypto. Maybe they even guide you about where you should start, which I think is the most important first step for many beginners. Yeah, so we're constantly doing stuff like this, and that's always going to be part of the strategy for us. There's currently only 3 million Gcash customers that are using GCrypto. And remember how I said earlier that there's 94 million Gcash customers. So the main job is to figure out how to get that 3 million all the way up to 90 million plus, no? And that's kind of the goal for us. And that's always going to be our goal. So every year we're hoping to, grow by a couple million more. And hopefully as Filipinos become more and more familiar and aware of this stuff, they will look for GCrypto because they know that it exists now. And I guess that's it. It's always going to be, how do we keep onboarding more and more Filipinos? But at the same time, make sure that they're doing it in a way that is not, where they're just dreaming of 100x wealth or whatever. It's not really how that works. And crypto is slower than that, especially if you want to do it safely. So parang managing your risk level, managing your expectations, those are all important parts of this experience. So I think for us, it's just having more and more tools for Filipinos to learn this stuff a little bit more safely. I think that's the overarching goal for us. They can come to me directly, So I try to make myself as available as possible On Facebook, you can look for me. You can type in Luis Buenaventura, or Hello Luis is the username I use on Facebook. You will be able to find me there if you follow me, if you leave a comment on any of my posts. I usually try to answer as much as I can, especially when it's a question from a beginner or a newbie, or or someone who is really just starting out. I usually always try to answer. That's the most direct way. But if you wanted to talk to me in person, then you're very welcome to come to our office during one of our meetups or our events. That's usually on a Saturday, like a late afternoon on a Saturday. That's usually the easiest time for us to hold these events because we can get like a couple hundred people into the office easily. And yeah, they can spend a couple of hours with us learning and asking questions and all of that stuff. I think that's the easiest way. I guess what I always tell people is that if you're even a little bit interested or curious about crypto, you don't need to download or install a new app. You don't need to create a new account. You've already got crypto trading right inside your Gcash wallet. All you have to do is look for GCrypto. It's inside the GInvest folder in Gcash. You click that icon and you're there. It's already working, right? So you've already got everything that you need to get started. And yeah, if you take that first step, then you can go on this journey with us and we'll help guide you and hold your hand while you're learning all of this stuff for the first time.